Thanks for joining me. Pretty early. Got a late Genesis game for you here. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my couch. I got some important people and a very special guest. Got on the left, Sonic Man. We got 8, Faust, the originator of the Ristar run itself, at least to my knowledge on SDA. Breakdown, thank you for joining us. Dagrin, Chronoon, Cypherin, Pancakes, Drakodan. And yeah, this is most of the Sega crew right here. It's many Sega speedrunners, but if you like Sega, you should watch.
Who doesn't like
Sega?
Time.
Yeah, who doesn't?
So yeah, I'm ready to go. Time starts when Ristar's feet hit the ground, so it'll be about 4 seconds from game start. But yeah, take it away.
And go.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to start? Or
well, maybe we should start with explaining what 100% is.
Yeah. So each of the worlds that we're going to be going through contain like 3 different levels, and the first 2 levels of each planet contain a separate bonus level that, you know, some cleverly hidden, others not so much, but. We need to actually get into these bonus areas and actually try to clear the challenge in them. You only get 1 shot at it. There is a time limit on them. They're very generous time limits, though. Bearing one that might be an issue, but we'll get to that when we get there. So here's the first one. Nice job.
Very nice.
So yeah, Ristar here, it's a pretty late Genesis game, like came very late in the Genesis's life cycle. And also that snake there, each of the first levels of each world kind of has like a mini boss of some sort that he has to deal with.
Yeah, so that was a good pattern with RNG.
So coming up now is a really, really tricky swing. Chubbus is going to try to get the ideal swing on top of a certain tree. Ideally, we use it to just get over this single log where normally you just knock it down and he'll look all surprised and a whole bunch of enemies will hop out and, oh, just barely. But that's still a really good swing. So that was actually really good.
Still gotta wait on the squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so these squirrels here take Chubbus to where the bonuses in this level. Yeah, so Chubbus was kind of going for this little glitch that he found that actually takes out all that spinning animation that's going on.
Although you do get it later on the last star pull.
Yeah, you have to walk past the star pull at the end of the level if he goes for it.
Still saves about 2 seconds overall. This was found like a week ago.
Give up.
Yeah, give up. Yeah.
Very motivational.
Great motivation.
So what that means is that he beat actually the developer times for that special state. So every time you see give up, he's beating Sega himself.
So now that he's near the end of the level, I guess we'll talk about the first boss here. There's a certain kind of quick kill setup that's, I mean, usually I need like an audio cue or something, or sorry, a visual cue of some sort to make sure I know when the monkey appears or is about to appear. But Rio here, he's gonna have some monkey kind of latch on his back. Yeah, here he is. And then he's gonna try to get the reach around and grab him. There we go. That was a good kill right there.
That's a healthy chunk of time on the fight, though. It's otherwise you gotta like hit the guy 3 times to knock the monkey off to the ground, and then he hangs out at the top of the screen. It just takes forever.
Yeah.
Quick kill.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can just be too high that you can't quite reach him. Okay, so we're going into Undertow. This is the underwater world, and you're probably thinking, oh no, underwater world. This is
some of the best water stages in any game ever.
Yeah.
True.
And it makes sense when you consider the fact Ristar has naturally powerful hands, powerful arms. Like, his main form of attack is just grabbing a hold of enemies and bonking them into his head and knocking the literally orblets out of him. So this this bonus stage here. Okay, very nice, very nice. Yeah, depending on where Chubbus actually hits that chest determines where that treasure chest will start moving. He can choose either the right or the left. The mash.
It's got a rhythm to it.
Yeah, you move really, really fast underwater, more so than you actually do on land. Now, let's see if he gets past this one pesky jellyfish here. Nice.
Very
Looks
nice.
good. Yeah.
Flawless.
So if he was moved a little bit differently there, he'd get a different water cycle and have to just wait a little bit for it to draw up.
So this mini boss here is kind of a set of 3 different waves of enemies. Not really much to talk about here. So I mean, you do have time for some donations.
Sure thing. We've got quite a lot of love for the Ristar crew, including a $100 donation from Wanchop.
Nice.
He says, "You just know I had to check in on the Ristar run to make sure everyone is pronouncing it correctly."
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That's it.
Remember, kids, your hands are connected to your arms using wrists, not rists. It's all about the puns, people. Speaking of which, this should hopefully be a great start to the morning.
Womp womp.
So does this mean I'm going to have to just start like pronouncing all the different pronunciations just to keep everyone happy?
You got a cycle, yeah.
All right.
You can just call him Bob. That could work.
Yeah.
Just call him Starman. I guess that makes... He is a star, so it makes sense to call him Starman. Anyway, Ristar. So this level here is actually quite technical. There's sort of a set of challenges that he has to go through and defeat, like things like these blue portal spawners, or sorry, these blue portals that are basically enemy spawners, or this big thing right here that
Squid
I
Mama,
swear,
yeah.
that I swear sometimes is really random in how fast he reacts with the second projectile.
So here he's just trying to eliminate the macaronis here. He wants to get rid of all of them. And then I'll open up the door at the top here. Okay, another room with the blue faces, there's 2 of them. Another squid room coming up. So the baby squids here have kind of a random pattern, but there's only a few of them.
All right, does he win the 50-50? No. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I guess we'll talk about the luck. This game's kind of got some luck associated with it, and just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah, we're actually pretty close to probably the biggest offender too. Once Chubbus is actually done with this level here, and it's gonna just kind of hang out, grab this wall, wait for this bubble, and there's the bonus right up there.
Fairly new strat.
Yep. All right, so this can be a pretty tricky bonus here. Let's see how he does. Woo, nice.
Give up.
Give up.
Get it, Chubbus, my boy.
Okay, Osad. Yeah, Osad. Good old Osad. So Osad is this hammerhead shark, and I guess my best knowledge of this fight is that he can do between 4 different patterns that kind of all go in a certain sequence of attacks and whatnot. He's gonna start with that standard attack and then do this rock pattern, like that's always scripted. Now, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Okay, so
Nice.
it's a standard pattern. Unfortunately, he's probably gonna now respawn with a rock pattern. This is sort of what he typically does. He can cycle between 4 different patterns and whatnot. All right, School of Fish, that's good, that's good. So now, if he got School of Fish, like he's guaranteed 2 other good patterns to follow that, which would be this charge and then a standard sort of pattern. So yeah, sure. Not all right, not too bad. RNG actually.
Yeah.
Definitely above average.
So next stage actually has a completely new strat, Scorch 1. So Chubbus found something that not a lot of people knew about, and that's there's a statue that you get to, you can throw in like these cages so that you, as Ristar, don't get captured by them. But if you actually carry it to like the end of this area and drop it on this little lighted area, it opens up a shortcut straight to the end of the level. And there's actually 2 ways to get it. There's going to be some meteors near the end of the stage, which you can drop them if you grab the meteors that come down. It's luck-based. But we'll see how it pans out. First will be the bonus stage. It's coming shortly after here.
Yeah. I believe it's like a 25% chance. Like there's 4 meteors that drop, and it's very easy to miss your grabs on them. It's deceivingly difficult. And then I think among the drops, there is the gray statue. The gray statue is what we want. The other things that can drop is a regular yellow star, which is 1 point of health, a blue star, which is 4 points of health, and then the other is an actual 1-up. So that's going to be coming up here. We're going to hope for some good luck. After about 5 opportunities, he will no longer be able to actually get items from these meteors. So, yeah, less RNG.
Here's to hoping.
All right. Oh, there it is.
Number 2.
Nice. Second try. That's really, really good. And there's the shortcut right there. Literally is going to take him right to the mini boss here. The normal way of doing that stage originally was to swing around all these poles and it just zigzagging a couple different corridors. So getting that ideal luck is at least a good 12, 15 seconds of time saved.
Significant savings.
So here's Simon Says the mini game. After this stage, though, is probably, at least in my opinion, the hardest level to optimize. I mean, we haven't really gone into the star pools, but after about 7 rotations, he'll enter what's called the star mode, and it allows him to fly around pretty freely. And the more walls he bonks into, the longer he can actually hold on to it. So gonna let him just focus here a little bit. This is a very difficult stage. And this one in particular is a really, really tricky one. But first, he's got to go up here and do the bonus. All right, so are we ready to count to 15? Because that's how many times he's going to be swinging on this.
This one seems a little crazy, but just wait how he goes through this.
All right.
Pretty quick.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6. Oh. Hey.
Nice.
All right, so now comes the
hardest swing in the game.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Very well done.
Woo, yeah.
Good stuff. One more swing.
Nah, yeah, this one we found a really fast way. This is also a pretty tricky swing to get the ideal one. Okay.
Swoop.
Okay.
Not quite.
Still pretty good though.
Yeah.
That was a good stage. Really good stage.
Good stuff. Okay, this boss is called Anahan. A little bit luck-based. He has 2 patterns. When he comes out of the ground here, he either floats and shoots his claws or just drops down and gets right to his wave attack.
Mm-hmm. You can't also grab him too early when he falls on the ground.
Yeah, he'll shield himself. Gotta wait a little bit.
Good start.
Yeah. All right, free fall section. This part tends to be what stumps a lot of people. He can be a bit random, although you can usually gauge what type of pattern he'll do somewhat, depending on where he spawns at the top of the screen there during that section. All right, what's the luck?
3 or 4 is not bad.
Yeah, 3 or 4 is not bad. Each time he does do the aerial pattern, it's like, what, 2 seconds?
Yeah, he loses
slower?
a couple.
Lose a couple. Very nice. Good job.
So it turns out that most enemies are possessed by an orblet, but Anahan is just a jerk, a baby jerk, so just beat him one more time.
If you let him sit there for a while, he will actually swing his arms at you ineffectually, still trying to get you.
That's how you.
It's kind of adorable.
Okay, so Sonata 1.
Best stage in the game.
Yeah, a very, very difficult stage, very technical stage, and in 100%, it's also especially a really scary stage. We mentioned at the start how we only have 1 shot to complete a bonus stage. this is the level that contains the bonus stage that, a number of us are concerned about the most. And, I mean, you do have a very generous time limit to get to the treasure chest, but this particular bonus, if you mess it up bad enough, you'll find yourself unable to actually get to the treasure chest, and you're at the mercy of just watching the timer go down and to 0.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this.
Yeah, so unfortunately that fan there is what we call, if he had gotten it, we would call it the God cycle, but unfortunately he did miss the crane, and that pretty much dooms getting the God cycle. All right, so here it is, the bonus. Chubbus is pretty confident. He's got a good backup strat, so hopefully he won't get stuck here. All right, good. He's got it.
Good.
Yeah. So as you can see, each time he grabs onto those chests, they are gone forever. And if he grabs the wrong one, he can put himself in a situation where he can't really get to the treasure chest anymore. And that's why it's a scary bonus in particular. Yeah. So you can get that metronome there up onto the top of that ledge, but unfortunately didn't quite, jumped a little too soon. Now here is the really, really precise trick in this level. Got it first try! Yeah, that is not easy, by the way.
It's not over yet. He still has a mini boss, which is a little easier on the Japanese version, but still really difficult.
Okay, yeah. So missed the 4 hit, but shout outs to, I think it was Klex that found that.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's these musical notes here, and that's how you know which ones are gonna plow their faces down. And if you want to know when they're typically gonna throw their beaks down, it kind of matches with the music.
The beaks follow the beat.
Beaks follow the beat.
Yeah, but just in the American version, those notes aren't there. It's pretty random. So you just have to just react.
Yes.
It's difficult.
Now, Sonata 2 is not quite as difficult, although we got these pesky ballerinas here, and they're pretty difficult to grab. There's a certain way to get them, but... And these freaking guitars, man. Yeah. So I don't know if Chubbus is going to go for it. No, he's not. Okay. Yeah. So he could have taken the chance to cut out a drum cycle there, but it's risky. And that's especially in 100% because there's these spikes that he can potentially accidentally grab onto as he goes to this bonus here. Otherwise, now that he's gotten to the bonus stage, after he completes it, he'll have his health refilled to full. So he's fine now. So not really much more to actually talk about with the stage itself. So you do have some time for some donations, actually.
Excellent. Sophia donates $50 and says, "Good luck for the Ristar speedrun, Chubbus. You've got this. Don't forget to not do the automaton skip." Winky face. Putting the donation towards the SMB3 all-force race.
Yeah, so the automaton skip. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get there. But yeah, keep up with the donations. We got time for some more.
All right. We got Sir Eggman with $5, says, "Proud of you, Chubbus. So show us what the shooting star can do."
Thanks, man.
And Spiceapod sends in $25 and says, "It's Sega's rising star, Ristar. I love the game no matter how his name is pronounced. Sega, are you watching? Bring him back, please."
Yes, please bring him back.
Rising star, rise star. Rising star.
Okay, so Alwick here. I mean, we know in the community we like to use the term jerk bird. Oh man, Alwick is a jerk bird, and that's fine starting off. We do not want to see Alwick fly up like that, but if it's the first pattern, it's not a big deal.
Come back down. Now he's going to do that.
Yeah, and this is exactly why we do not like. This is why we don't like Alwick. Oh, okay. Yeah, but the idea of this is to get 2 grabs on Awak here, and
3 for 3. Yes.
and then she'll go straight for the perch, and then you knock her off the perch. Fun fact: if you keep you get knocked back pretty far from whatever side you're facing away from. So by facing towards the left side there, he'll just get knocked into the perch and can just chain grab the perch and quickly get her off the perch. Otherwise, it becomes quite an annoying fight having to dodge the whacked out musical notes, I guess I'll call them.
Nice sonata, by the way.
Thank you.
So there's not really much to say about Freon, especially this first level here. Ice physics, Ristar kind of just loses control once he lands on it. Can immediately cancel that diamond that he hits off there.
Oh yeah, if I can just add on that real quick. He also used it during the Freon 2-star pool, but you can cancel the star mode, and it actually makes you shoot further, kind of in a straighter line. You get a little bit more distance out of it.
And more speed. Yeah.
Speed distance.
Yeah, so otherwise we don't really have anything to inject, so you have time for a few donations.
All right. Danny227 sends in $75. It says, both of the GDQs are amazing examples of the gaming community coming together for great causes. Thanks to all the runners, announcers, and all of the volunteers behind the scenes making it all happen. Anonymous sends in $50, says, long time watcher. The cause for which this money goes towards is phenomenal. I'm glad to be able to support such a great cause.
All right, so there's a nice little, hopefully he gets this quick grab on the bully here. A lot easier to do on 100%, but yeah. If he does pick up the bomb, you'll pretty much instantly grab the bomb, take a hit, it's whatever, small time loss. Now, this snowball fight, he's trying to land this 3-frame window. That was a perfect fight, by the way.
Beautiful.
I mean, we call him a bully, but I'm pretty sure Ristar is the bully here.
Yeah, that fight is very luck dependent. Like, he can just choose to spend all sorts of time trying to build this snowball, instead just build this little snowman and just go, hey, all that stuff.
Back to swimming, another half water level. Pretty interesting stage. The end of it can be a little tough, but we'll get there in a second.
Yeah, now, will you avoid the squiggly fingers?
Nope.
No? Okay, yeah. I mean, well, technically it didn't happen, but, yeah.
No, you're right. I avoided the snowman altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, we're coming up to the really difficult section on this level, and the quirk with the ice physics is that if you do grab onto a ceiling, Ristar can actually change the momentum of his direction here, and this is really tricky, this part right here.
Yep. If you grab just wrong, you actually lose your momentum and you'll fall all the way back down.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like much, but that's a very tricky second.
Yeah.
That was very well done.
Yeah. Good job. So, yeah, this bonus is fairly long, so you have time for another donation.
All right. Jack Skellington sends in $25, and his comment reads, Doctors Without Borders is literally Patch Adams on a worldwide scale. Never been able to donate, but Ristar is one of my favorite childhood games. Good luck on the run.
Please give up, Chubbus.
All right, can you make the jump? Yeah!
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, that jump is real tricky, because usually you don't have enough momentum. You gotta make a pretty precise jump to get up there.
Okay.
All right, so do you want to explain?
Oh, the pun. Yeah, okay. So this guy's Edomore. Well, that's the first pun, I guess. Edomore.
Lunch.
Edomore lunch. Yeah, okay. All right, moving on. So there's another difference between the two versions, American and Japanese. Obviously, he's a cat here. In the American version, he's like a abominable snowman with a fez. because the pun doesn't quite work here now, so it's a cat, and we're actually feeding him curry, and he's getting really excited by that curry and just flying away and getting hurt. So the joke is, in Japanese, it's nekojita, cat tongue, which is basically the connotation for someone who really loves curry food to an abnormal degree. That's it.
Yeah. If you do kind of want to know, there is a bit of luck in this fight as well. Depending on where he lands, it will gauge how many times he bounces back to the right side there. Ideally, we only want him to bounce 3 times. It's not a big time loss if it's 4. So, I mean, it's mild time losses at most. And, yeah, there you go. That's Freyon. No, yeah, that's a very, very laggy spot. Too much stuff going on in the background on top of all the star effects going on. All right, so Automaton. Yeah.
Everybody's favorite.
Everyone's favorite. In any percent, there was a donation that mentioned about the Automaton skip, and it's a skip that's gone for in any percent, but in 100%, not so much. You can go for it and save like a second, but that's only if you get it first try, and considering how precise it is, you're not going to see it in the 100% run. Sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah. So if you want to know what's going on here, why is he swimming? There's some anti-gravity stuff going on there, or anti-gravity stuff. His movement's got to be precise. That was really clean. Very nice. Okay, and he got there. So you have a very limited window to actually get up there, I think.
Yeah, the anti-gravity air recedes.
It recedes. It goes down periodically.
Nice.
All right, nice. Yeah, she got that.
That saves 2 seconds. Pretty good grab.
Mm-hmm. Give up.
Give up. Yeah, so he grabbed that one pull there, that first pull that he grabbed onto there. He can, if he grabs it at a certain like pixel or something, like he can actually swing all the way over and not land on anything and just start descending down on the right side there in that bonus. So that was really, really, really well handled.
Next mini boss is Commander Hat.
Good old Commander Hat. I'm so glad that stuck, by the way.
That's a good name.
It is. Yeah, the Commander Hat is also a pretty random fight. It's a fight that he like cycles through a certain amount of attacks, but which one's random is the one that he starts with here, because he has to do that one twice, and Chubbus got the cross, which is not the best, but it's not the worst. And now Commander Hat's going to just cycle through the order. Next is going to be the circle. This is the ideal pattern we would have liked to have had at the start, just because, yeah, he gets immediately grabbed there. After he gets rid of him, though, he's going to show up one last time. And yeah, that's the rest of the level.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Chubbus got the. I mean, most of the strats we come up with in this level, we just name after our runners. That's the Chronoon strat, where you throw the crystal and it hits the ceiling, lands directly into that little slot there to activate the portal. And we got another one coming up. Well, Ristar, good old Ristar calls the Liz strat, which is I think she calls it like a 2 to 3 frame window. It involves grabbing a certain platform and then kind of walking alongside it. Nice swing. And then being able to get up into the portal. It's the fastest way of doing that room. That's one room from now after Chubbus deals with this guy here. This guy, he has to wait till the guy makes his first move. All right, let's see if he gets this. All right, that's good. So he's going to walk alongside, just jump on top, and that's literally the fastest way of dealing with that room. That is the Liz strat. Now this room. All right, let's see if the lucky wallpaper. Yeah.
All right. That was what's that? Collect. That was so. That's all 3 strats.
All 3 strats.
Well, he did come up with the Earnum fast strat, so it's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, Klex, our good boy Klex, he's also a runner who especially dabbles in 100%. He's, shout outs to that man. He's found a number of good things in this game.
Yeah, he helped out with looking into Meteor Strat, finding out like the chances of stuff. Just waiting here, just broke open the ceiling, a bunch of orblets fall.
Yeah, there's not really too much to talk about for the next couple of rooms, so you got time for at least 1 or 2 donations.
Excellent. We got $25 from Greer, who asks at Chubbus, is it pronounced Rooster or Raster?
Those are both correct.
All right. So this next room has a very tricky swing here, and Chubbus is fairly good at it. We'll see how good it is, though. Okay. All right, that's still good. That's still good. And here's the last bonus in the game that he needs to do. Once he finishes it, it's pretty much a race to the end.
So he can't grab those corners right there, the little oblong ones. He has to have that horizontal grab to get the reach.
Yeah, so it makes the grab somewhat pretty tricky. So yeah.
Nicely done.
All right, so now that's Automaton 2 done. Yep. Like he's got one more star pulse swing, and that's the end of the level. And he'll go and face Uranum. And I'm trying to remember what his strat was that he found on this boss fight.
Just that you can force the Hadoken.
Right. So yeah, this fight might come off as random like initially, but yeah, there is a certain manip, and it's forcing the Hadoken move. That's going to be something that will happen in the next few phases here. So Chubbus is going to intentionally take some damage, use the iframes, take as much, and then just try and walk in and get a whole bunch of chain grabs on him. Beautiful fight.
Very nice. Awesome.
Yeah, if he does end up taking like a normal jump straight up, he'll actually reset his position, I guess, by a couple pixels or something, and at that point you kind of have to improvise and manipulate the Hadoken move again in a sort of a different way. Huh? But yeah, that's Automaton, and all that remains is Kaiser Greedy's ship, where it's a very short section and 2 boss fights, and that's the end of the run. So we're coming pretty close to the end here. So I guess the first fight is it's a really weird fight. It's a really odd fight. We've sort of had our. There was really no set sort of definitive way to try and defeat this guy as fast as possible. It's just get as many grabs on whatever mirror shield and whatnot.
There's another thing. Another cancel that you could do is when you just get deflected from something, if you grab again in the midair, you regain control of Ristar. So he's going to be using that throughout this fight here. So you see grab.
Yeah.
It's a pretty quick fight in terms of the amount of inputs.
Okay, so yeah, the Eyebrow fight here, well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to at least minimize one extra big gun that you saw in that yellow phase there. Looks like he's gonna get it here. Yeah, he got it. Yep. So it's gonna just take a hit to that boomerang. And that's another thing. If you end a fight at not full life, you'll actually cut out the double backflip in his victory animation. So that's also a little bit of a time save that was recently found a few months ago.
If you thought you were done with random, Greedy says no.
yeah, Greedy's pretty evil.
Yeah, time will be coming up shortly on the last hit. There'll be a cutscene that hits right after.
Yeah, there's a couple of phases to this fight, and a number of things can happen. He can do the double shield. He can also have things like that, where a phantom grab will happen. And yeah, so he was trying to do the shield there. Now he's on the last phase, and
just skipping those attacks. Black hole lightning doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, get ready on time.
Time.
Fight.
Oh man,
Nice. Great
that
run.
was a great time.
What was that time?
It is 34:17.
Oh, wow. That's pretty close to world record.
Nicely done.
So now, as you can see, there's going to be a sequel, because Greedy escapes, clearly. No sequel. Kickstarter.
They just want to make sure they're getting it just right.
just striking that, walking that fine line, you know. So I guess since that's Ristar.
Yeah.
Ristar.
Ristar.
Rooster. Racer.
Radster.
Ristar.
Play more Sega games.
Yes.
If you're looking for communities, there's Best of Sega started up recently by Booster Shane. Check that out. Or my own Discord, or our own Discord, Blast Process. You should pick up more Sega games. They're fun.
They are.
But yeah,
they
thanks
are.
for having me, everybody. Appreciate it.
Well, whichever way you say it, that was a fantastic run by Chubbus. Give it up for him again. SGDQ 2019 will be right back after this quick ad from Twitch. All right, and we are back. So I've got a couple more donations here for the run we just watched of Ristar. We've got $5 from Liz Star, who says, "Thank you, Chubbus, for being wonderful and my friend, and supporting and teaching me so much of this run for the past several years. I might be terrible, but I think that says more on me than my teacher. Great job on the run." Dragonus donates $15, says, "I just had to donate during the speed run of my favorite game I have never beaten. Save Deckard Cain." And with that, I'm going to be signing off the mic. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your event, of your marathon. And I'll be giving you guys off to Nicole. Good night.
Good morning, Game's Done Quick. I'm Nicole Goodnight, and I will be your host. We've got a couple donations I'm going to read while we're still getting things set up for Sonic 3D Blast. We have a $100 donation from Kentopia. They don't have a comment, but thank you so much for that. It means a whole lot. And we still have an incentive to meet for an upcoming game. We have Cave Story Choco's Lipstick, currently at 6,715, 69 out of 7,500. We're almost there, guys, so let's get that going and make that happen. We have a $25 donation from Janik. Thank you, the organizers, the speedrunners, and everyone involved in making these events happen. Know that each and every one of you is loved and you are contributing to a great cause. Thank you so much. And we have a $15 donation from Eric130. Shout out to my colleague Patrick, who is also watching all week, as well to all of the runners and the SGDQ crew.